Hey guys, in this video we're going to be doing some shading, and someone had requested that I do a video on how to shade the face. So what I've done here, I already started drawing a face for you guys by using a stock photo, and here's what the photo looks like. So it's basically in grayscale or black and white, and this makes it a lot easier to look at the values of grays, lights and darks that we're going to be using. Okay, so here we have the drawing, and we're going to be filling in the right side, our right side, her left side of the face here. Alright, so for this lesson we're going to be using the 2H pencil pretty much exclusively for the most part. I also have an H pencil, which is a little bit darker, that we can use for some other areas, but what we want to do is we don't want to use an HB, which is a number 2 pencil, because that is just way too dark, and we might kind of go a little bit heavier on the shadows, and the values that she has are actually really subtle. So I'm going to go ahead and start by looking at my reference, and what I want to do is there's almost no white on this part of her face. All of the white is on this side of her face because of the highlights, and some of the flowers on her head have no pencil marks in them, so that's essentially the whitest part of value that's there. So what we want to do is we want to gently start creating some small strokes, and this is going really soft. You basically want to cover this whole side in short strokes, so you want to control your motions and go as light as possible. And you're creating hatching strokes, but they're very tight. They're very close together. And I'm trying to maintain one light value, essentially the lightest gray that I can get. So I'm just barely touching the paper. And sometimes I go back in and I look for areas that are like too light, and I gently fill those in. And I just use a touch that's light as a feather, essentially. You have to go really light. And take your time. You want the paper to do the work for you, and just grab that pencil lead. Because the paper has texture, it's going to grab very easily the graphite from your pencil. I am using the lightest of pressure. So pretty much I have this side filled in. Let's finish off the chin area. So notice that we went in one direction, kept everything consistent, we used the same tone, so now we have a very light gray going on here, so there's no white, so we cover that up. Now this is going to be the highlight a value of this side of the face. The only white that really exists is on the edge of her nose and the edge of her face over here. So now we want to do is, since we already went in this direction, it's okay to go ahead and change direction of your strokes, and we're going to be using the cross hatching method, but we're also going to be using kind of like the shading method, which is pretty much scribbling really close together like so, and just filling in the entire area or surface of the paper. So we don't want to leave any line marks in this case, not for the face. See how we have line marks for the hair? We don't want to do that on the face. So I'm going to go ahead and speed up the video so you guys can see and follow along what I'm doing. So we're going to be using layers. So just remember, go light, add another layer of graphite on top to darken your value, and go back and do another pass and keep adding it, and only focus on the areas that are darker from this point on. Okay, here we go. take a step back and look at the overall image. And we're almost there. It's pretty close. And if you can tell, we can still go a little bit darker in these areas compared to our photograph reference. And down here under her jawline, that can go a little bit darker also. Alright, so just remember to go in layers and go very light. Build up your values slowly over time. Keep your strokes tight together, and you should be able to do some really fine shading with practice over time. So it took me a long time to get to this level, and it just takes practice and keep drawing every day.